Next up is Liv Jordan. To friends of hers, Liv is noted for her kind heart and genuine care that she shows to those around her. We are so very eager to hear what you have to say. Please welcome Liv Jordan.
Thank you, Johnny. When I was 9 years old, I went to camp for the first and last time. Despite being with 50 other 9-year-olds and less than an hour from home, I felt alone. I tried to think of excuses that would make my parents come back for me, but they didn't buy my stomach ache the first or fourth time. My long 5 days of misery faded when I saw my parents pull up the gravel road, and I then decided that I was never leaving home again, not even for college. A few years go by, and I was 13 years old, walking into my last year of middle school. After spending close to a decade with the same 30 kids at my small private school, I was bored and eager to meet new people. After months of heavy persuasion, my parents finally agreed to let me change schools and attend a much larger public high school in the fall. I went to bed relieved, knowing that the new possibilities my 8th grade self desired were finally in motion, and I thought I was on the right path. On March 26, 2021, my family and I were awakened to weather sirens and the sound of 170-mile-per-hour winds hitting our home. We rushed to the basement, and the lightning revealed an EF4 tornado hitting our small town. The next morning, as I was getting ready for school, my mom broke the news that it had been canceled. Like every kid hearing that you have no school, I was overjoyed. As I was about to go back to bed, my mom stopped and explained how Noonan, Georgia was more damaged than the few fallen branches I had imagined. No power, no trees, and in most places, no homes. We went to assess the damages, and as I walked down the street, I reached Noonan High School. The main building had taken a direct hit, leaving only a trace of what could have been. Disappointment flooded my mind, and I was questioning what my next path would be. That weekend, my volleyball team was heading to Chattanooga for a tournament when I remembered what Shane Jones had mentioned a few days before. He told me that I had to visit Baylor because he had already planned to attend in the fall, and there was no way I would stay at our old school. I thought he was crazy, but as we drove around town, we eventually passed Baylor's campus. I was immediately interested, but remembering that it was a boarding school, I turned my nose up. Boarding school had never crossed my mind, especially because of my past experiences with going to camp. However, that night, I couldn't get Baylor out of my head. Thankfully, I was desperate enough to tour Baylor a couple days later. Walking into Lawrence Hall, I noticed a map on the wall. So many people from so many places. My 13-year-old mind couldn't fathom being able to live with girls from different states and countries when kids from the next county didn't even attend my current school. A new experience, new friends, and a new lifestyle. Amazed, I filled out an application. However, I still didn't think I'd be able to leave home. I left home again, shockingly before college. This time, I'm 17 and living in Lawrence Hall. Even when I don't necessarily want Greer and Miriam napping in my bed, or Vivian taking 5 minutes to laugh at me freshman year for falling down packed stairs and breaking my ankle before helping me. They're family. The struggle of leaving home is now a distant memory I get to reflect on. Leaving my family was the hardest thing I've had to do, but the friendships and independence I've gained throughout my time at Baylor made the experience worth it. I can value the strength and courage it takes to step out of your comfort zone. When life goes off course, trust that even throughout the detours, a journey unfolds, leading you where you're truly meant to be. Now, I've overcome my fear of leaving home and have the opportunity to be a camp counselor this summer in Lakewood, Pennsylvania. Let's hope my campers don't give me as much trouble as I gave my camp counselors, because I guarantee many stomach aches are in my future. Thank you to my parents and my sister for being the only people who had faith in me to leave home when everyone else had their doubts. Thank you to Ms. Reep for constantly checking up on me and helping me throughout both the good and bad times. Thank you to Beth Gallion for always letting us crash at your house. There's no telling how much money we owe you in groceries. Lastly, thank you to my other family, Vivian, Greer, Caden, Miriam, and Avery. I'm forever thankful for you guys and the family we have established over the years. Wherever we end up in life, I have no doubt that we'll always be together. As Rascal Flatts once said, God bless the broken road that led me straight to you. Thank you, and go Big Red.